What's up everybody and welcome back to my channel. New day, new apartment it seems like. So I'm currently staying in the 18th arrondissement called Montmartre, which is actually the arrondissement that I've been dying to stay in this entire time. So I am absolutely loving it here so far. I'm going to be giving a house tour and talking about my experience in Paris so far, like not knowing how anything works, accidentally breaking my washing machine, how tough it is to make friends, and all those things over on my membership channel. So if you've got a membership, make sure to keep on the lookout for that video. It should be coming out tomorrow. And if you don't yet have a membership, make sure to click on that join button right down there. It's only $2.99 a month, about the price of a cup of coffee, and I will be uploading it as often as possible with more personal videos, as well as videos that just wouldn't really make it onto my main YouTube channel, but are still quite interesting nonetheless. Anyway, let's get into this tweet storm that Janelle Evans set off at like 5 a.m. this morning, her local time. It was afternoon for me, and I saw her tweeting and I was like, wait a second, it's like 5 in the morning back there. Like, what the heck is this girl up to? Okay, let me set the scene for what may have caused Janelle's massive Twitter meltdown over Nathan's parenting skills. I think it was just last Friday where a photograph of Janelle with David had surfaced via TMZ. They were in Nashville, Tennessee with their daughter Ensley, just hanging out like at a strip mall or something like that, after news had broken that she dropped the restraining order that she had against him. Of course, all of us Teen Mom viewers were like, what the heck? She really did try to pull one over on us. We knew it this whole time. They've been talking. They're probably back together. And especially now that they realize that MTV is not going to take the bait and put the, Janelle, back on the show to give her like a redemption storyline. Well, of course, in true Teen Mom fandom fashion, someone got so pissed off that they went ahead and DM'd Nathan about the whole entire situation and posted the screenshots, which I was so dumb to not download, but let me just paraphrase them for you. So this woman, slid into Nathan's DMs and was like, Nathan, you are so freaking naive. You let Janelle use you like this. Like, she manipulated the hell out of you. She's back together with David, blah, 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 blah. And so Nathan actually did end up responding to the DM. He was very restrained in his response, actually. I was quite impressed. He responded by saying, listen, I'm not naive or stupid or whatever, but yes, it does look like Janelle did use me to get back at David. Because we all know that David has this raging hate, BONER, for Nathan, and has always tried to drive a wedge between his and Janelle's co-parenting relationship. Nathan and Janelle have been getting along so incredibly well ever since the news broke that Janelle allegedly filed for separation against her husband David. Like, Nathan was always super publicly supportive of her, talking about how great she is at parenting their children. He wished her a very happy birthday, telling her how proud he was of her, like all of these wonderful things. It was a place that they had not been in years and years and years and years. Oh, maybe even ever, like since they had their son Kaiser together. Now, fast forward a couple days later, and Janelle is allegedly back together with her husband David Eason, and waking up at like 5 in the morning to go on a massive Twitter rant against Nathan. Take a listen to everything that she had to say. So at first, she started off with 3 laughing, like hysterical, crying emojis. So I was like, I wonder like what kind of happened. That's interesting. And then she followed it up with like a bunch of really sad tweets, which did not match her initial like triple laughter emoji, right? She goes, oh, I wish I could tell you all what's going on right now. She is so thirsty for attention. It's not even funny. So someone asked her, like, of course, like, bitch, just tell us what's going on. And she responds, it'll all come to light eventually on its own. It's such a sad situation for my son. Someone else said, gotta love the child more than you dislike each other. She responded with, exactly. And in her final tweet, someone had told her, oh, how I wish I could talk to you and a couple others in your life, ... truly breaks my heart. Janelle quoted that and added, everything is a competition to the other side. It always has been. It's never been about their child. It's quite obvious that Janelle is subtweeting Nathan because she's talking about, and I quote, a sad situation for her son. She and David only have a daughter together. Her biological son is being raised by his real mother, Barbara. The dad, what's his face, Andrew, isn't around, and Janelle seems to be on good terms with Barbara as of late. But the only other son she has is with Nathan, whose DMs were released where he said that she was manipulating him in order to get back at David. So to me, with the timing of all of this, it makes sense that that is who she is talking about. Just based on what Nathan had told the woman who slid into his DMs about being pissed off that he felt like he was being used as a pawn in like a, an emotional battle that Janelle had with David, kind of leads me to believe that he might have tried to take some sort of action with Janelle or tried to confront her about the entire situation, and she snapped about it, and that's why she was up so bright and early. She couldn't get any sleep about it and decided that she wanted to kind of like subliminally talk about him on Twitter, knowing that everyone would be able to connect the dots about who it was that she was referring to. Although I do believe that Nathan might have confronted her in some way about like the situation with David, like what the heck is going on here, I don't think that he tried to make any kind of legal moves custody wise with Kaiser, because that is something that he has always kind of shied away from up until the children were taken away by CPS. Like even then it was mainly fighting through his mother. And I think that his mother is kind of exhausted with the fight at this point, especially with how costly it has been for them and how fruitless, unfortunately, the battle has been for Doris to be able to take custody of Kaiser from Janelle. It's quite sad to imagine what it could be like for him and his mother, knowing that Janelle has Kaiser around someone that, just a couple of weeks ago, she was charging in court with being extremely dangerous for herself and for her children, for being unhinged, only getting worse by the day. Like all of these very, very concerning accusations were made in order for her to even get a protective order against David. And now all of a sudden you're out shopping with him at the strip mall? Like, really, girl? Really? That does not make any kind of sense. It's like I said in the initial video about the two of them being photographed together at the mall. If Janelle did just want David to see Ensley because that's his daughter and she, misses him, and it wasn't a publicity stunt or like that they weren't trying to get back together or anything like that, I don't believe that she would have had that meeting publicly at an outdoor popular strip mall. I think that's something that, especially with claims of him being a volatile, violent person who's dangerous for the children, I think that that is something that she should have or would have arranged at a visitation center where he would have been supervised with the child. So it's quite fair for Nathan to be extremely upset about Janelle for doing something like this, putting his own son in that kind of danger potentially. The last thing that I'm kind of thinking about all of this is what role David is playing in Janelle yet again lashing out at Nathan. So perhaps Nathan didn't like confront her in a very aggressive manner. It was more like a concerned father. But I feel like David probably found a way to twist everything to get back in Janelle's head and keep driving that wedge further that he had already driven between the two of them, that mended as soon as he left. And it's really disappointing to see Janelle, seemingly fall for the same tricks again from this guy. It really is no coincidence that Janelle and Nathan were getting along when David was out of the picture, and that now they're out here, fighting like cats and dogs when he seems to be back in her life. How do you feel about Janelle's early morning Twitter meltdown over Nathan Griffith? I do wonder though what competition it is that Janelle seems to be alluding to. She's like, it's gonna come out in due time. It's a sad situation for my son. Everything is a competition to the other side. Are Nathan and Ashley moving to Nashville or something? Like, what competition could there possibly be? There's no competition for jobs among any of these people because as far as I'm concerned, none of them are out here working. There's clearly no competition for success because they're severely lacking in that department with the exception of Ashley. So what competition could it be that Janelle is alluding to? I'm really curious to hear what you have to say. So please make sure to leave all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.